On the internet, a webcam shows our checkpoint. You can see that there is nobody on the Ukrainian side and the tanks are driving in freely.
I came upstairs and entered my wife's room, woke her up and said, "The war has begun." That look of hers, and our little daughter is with her, and such fear.
For me, it was like I was inside a movie. I felt like I'm going to wake up now and it will be all over.
We instructed all our employees beforehand. We have 3,500 employees and social workers in all our projects. We conducted 3 educational modules for all our organizations. We taught people what to do if war broke out, how to prepare, and survival strategies.
It's February, so the delivery of meds to the region has not yet occurred. People in the city did not lack, but people across the region did. Plus, many people from the Kyiv region evacuated to the Chernihiv region. Many of them were even here during the occupation and found themselves in isolated areas. So our task was to provide uninterrupted treatment. Everybody received an order from the aid center that any person, regardless of where they came from, should be provided with therapy. So, for example, other volunteers helped us deliver meds to the area. They were getting to surrounding villages on foot, using trails or on bicycles. They took more meds with them, because we told them, you can take some extra. In Kyiv, our central office helped us very much. We were provided with food and meds, a generator, and fuel. These supplies were missing in Chernihiv at that time.
We were engaged in evacuation from Bucha and from Irpin. Our employees were transporting people. We set up a transit point where they were examined by doctors, fed, warmed and accommodated for the night. There was a very large flow of people. Several volunteers, in fact, brought people to us despite shooting and shelling. The city of Chernihiv was surrounded. For a long time there was neither electricity nor heating, but there was our foundation and heroic social workers and the whole team and Angela. They were doing impossible things. It became a shelter for a large part of the community. People could come and charge their mobiles or just stay with us because we had lights. They also continued to work as a medical center and to provide social care. During one such humanitarian mission, a Russian drone was following them. There were 4 minibuses. They had almost reached their destination. They needed to make it to boats and get people out. The moment they stopped, though, they were shelled with mortars. And it was the moment that people became angels.
All the lives these guys saved, and not just the people they evacuated, but the meds they delivered to us and others. They saved the lives of children who will now have the chance to grow up. They will become somebody and will make something and build our Ukraine as well.
I'm very happy that together we're part of this miracle. We've already spent more than $8 million and brought over 120 tons of goods for defense, and will continue to do so. Motivation is your most important weapon. It doesn't matter how many weeks, months or years it will take, we will always fight for our lives and our futures. That's the success and the sense of our victory.
It wasn't just about HIV-positive people. Yes, they're first in line to get help from our organization, but it is a different story now. We tried to combine resources with other organizations, and were in contact with the local government to determine where aid was needed and had to go.
Many active people, volunteers who knew about our organization's work, started to call us saying, "We know that you're working, we want to help, tell us what to do. We're doing something already, building checkpoints and some other things." That's how they started to join us. Our main mission and goal is to help people and save lives. Whether it's COVID-19 or war, we just face the challenges and act accordingly. We have a good professional team, which is key to finding solutions and helping people. Our first evacuation runs were organized with Kyiv because there were people in Kyiv, there were patients, and we were evacuating people from Kyiv to Rivne and abroad, or to western regions of Ukraine. Then we evacuated people from the eastern regions, from Odessa, Mykolaiv and Kherson. At the same time, we delivered supplies, food and sanitary products there. There was a need to get products delivered on the one hand and to get people accommodated and provided with the living conditions on the other. We operate long-stay shelters that we finance and support. It's not just a question of evacuation. There are people who are victims of violence, those who are under occupation and just need psychological support and a place where they can recover and re-socialize. The war has become another catalyst for our activities. Around 3 years ago, I had the idea to set up a garment factory, to give jobs to our clients. We know very well that many of our organization's clients have problems finding work. So we decided to create an enterprise that would give people jobs and would give us resources to cover some of the financial needs and programs that aren't financed by donors or the government. Our clients escaped from hotspots and are working in the factory now. Surely, in times of war, you can't turn away people who need help.
Our main goal was to provide uninterrupted treatment. Plus, a large number of people wanted to move to another region. We had to help, tell them what to do, where to go, and help them to evacuate. These are HIV-positive people. We never expected that we were going to be actively helping the wounded, but we have a military hospital. At the end of February through the beginning of March, a large number of injured were coming in, and the military hospitals weren't ready for them. Another challenge that we weren't expecting was the large number of elderly people who simply had nothing to eat. That's why we extended our activities to cooperation with local restaurants. Every day we delivered cooked meals to people in need, not just our clients. Later, we faced yet another challenge. Kindergartens were closed and so were the schools. There was no jobs. At the same time, a lot of temporarily displaced persons came to us, and we had to think of what to do for them.
Displaced persons started arriving in the city, coming from the Donetsk and Kherson regions. We took them to the AIDS center, to ART treatment sites, and basically no one was left without medication. There were over 200 people, often in a state of shock, and all of them got antiretroviral treatment. There is no school of war in the world where you would be taught how to work during wartime. And unfortunately, you need to become the school that generates this knowledge. You need to develop new skills, new policies, new work protocols, new approaches, new priorities, new systems on the go. The chain of life is actually an invented algorithm for saving people, in which someone brings people to a place where everything is ready: food, a doctor, a place to wash, dry off, pack, and so on. Everybody knows the exact time when the buses are coming tomorrow morning to take people to the next destination, places like Lviv or Rivne, and then they're going abroad or to shelters that we have all around Ukraine and other suitable locations. During the war, the life of drug users, which wasn't easy from the start, got much worse. I had 7 people from Enerhodar, drug users, who lived in the woods, just in the woods, and we evacuated over 1,000 drug users from there. Many of them had HIV, tuberculosis, or other social diseases. We delivered humanitarian aid to them. The number of food packages that we delivered, together with the World Food Program, covered those people's basic needs for at least some time.
Many thanks for helping us with products and money. When tanks are near your household and all the shops are closed, you have nowhere to go and no one to ask for help. Everyone just sits at home, not knowing what to do.
Also, antiretroviral treatment support and assistance in switching to other medical institutions for substitution maintenance therapy. We have a very strong partnership with 100% Life. I can tell you that it is thanks to their network's help that I'm alive, me and my family. Because on March 11th, I was still in Severodonetsk, and I had neither money nor the opportunity to leave. The network gave me the money. We left on the 11th of March, and on the 14th of March, a missile hit my apartment building. I have a photo that my neighbors sent to me. If we had stayed there for 3 more days, neither I nor my kids and wife would be alive today. It was a collapse. The world stopped. People continued, for example, to be released from prisons. After leaving the gate, they did not understand what was happening, what to do, or how to even get home. Many armed people, checkpoints, shelling. It was a new reality and people didn't know how to deal with it. We assisted 611 of these people. Their stories were shocking and scary. They had no place to go. So we found places through our partners where those people could stay for some time. The 100% Life network is the largest organization to provide financing. The lion's share of the resources we spent, so to say, for purposes other than intended, was for the sake of people. It was the network's money. Western Ukraine is one area where our organization didn't operate initially, but now it is present there. We opened several offices, a community center and a shelter in Lviv. We have a shelter and a community center in Chernivtsi as well. We didn't have them before the 24th of February. We also operate in Ivano-Frankivsk and in Uzhhorod. We are starting to work in Poltava bit by bit, because there are many internally displaced persons from the LGBT community there. We provide a wide spectrum of humanitarian aid, including food packages and certificates for hygiene products. We provide clothing and financial support when it is really needed. Around 2,500, maybe more, people, primarily from the community, got aid. 100% Life is our old and one of our biggest partners. We have been collaborating with them for nearly 10 years. Despite the war, all our current projects continue. In addition, with the support of the World Food Program, they provided us with food kits that we distributed to our clients living in shelters and elsewhere. Where the deoccupation has taken place today, it is very important to deliver the basic life kits, including medicines, to people as quickly as possible. As a rule, we are among the first to go to the deoccupied territories and help people with food, basic logistics, medicines, and medical examinations. In fact, we have always done this, and we're going to continue this way. It's kind of hard, nobody comes there, especially if there are just 20 people, then no one is interested. We were under occupation for 7 months, and many of them stayed in basements, in barns and cellars, because there were shootings and bombings. There was fear of the Russians. Medical aid was badly needed. First, there is insulin for those with type 1 diabetes, as well as medicines for those with type 2 diabetes who take pills. Then there was also a shortage of L-thyroxine, for example, for people with thyroid gland problems. Ukrainians are unbeatable, and the civilian sector in Ukraine is powerful. Every Ukrainian individually is like a small country. In 2022, apart from the millions of people we helped, apart from the 120,000 people we provided with medicines, we were in all regions of Ukraine 24/7. Our offices worked to provide heating, electricity, food, assistance and access to social care.
We became much more united as a community, and the barriers concerning HIV, tuberculosis and else, they pretty much disappeared.
If not us, then who's going to help them? If we can help, then why should we stand aside? We do what we can. Evacuate one person, bring meds to another one, feed someone. We are doing all this for our victory.
The future is not about me or my son, or about our organization. It's about our country. And in my opinion, we have huge opportunities. This impresses and inspires.
We had to engage in activities we had never done before. After going through this, there is confidence that the organization has evolved to the next level.
We're all geared to work toward the victory of Ukraine. This is our home, and nobody has the right to encroach upon our sovereignty, upon our freedom, upon our choices. That's why our victory is inevitable.
People surrounding me are incredibly unbreakable. Doing your job when you have no electricity, no heat, and all the rest, and at the same time meeting the highest criteria, only Ukrainians can do that. Ukraine will never be the same as it was before the war. We will never be the same again. Our foundation will never be the same again. It'll be forever different. It has been and will remain transformed, mobilized and united. The foundation that didn't break. What did the war reveal? In fact, we gained a very large amount of new knowledge. Thanks to the PEPFAR program, it takes us just 4 weeks to supply 120,000 courses of therapy for 18 months of treatment in Ukraine. It used to take 4 months or 6 months, but now we do it in 4 weeks. This happens in all areas of our work. We mobilized as much as possible and became as fast and efficient as possible. I'm proud of all the people who are associated with or carry the brand 100% Life. War is the ultimate melting pot in which this brand is tempered. Our people turned out to be stronger than metal and able to withstand even the threat of death. They didn't down, because people who fight for what they love are invincible.